I'd like to introduce Yeti, our 2017 Toyota Tacoma outfitted for adventure. Over the years, I have made upgrades and modifications to enhance the outdoor experience suited for our type of travel. In this video, I wanted to share some of those updates to showcase what is possible if you too seek the great unknown. How's it going, everybody? Michael here with Conquest Overland, coming to you from a wintry setting here in Washington State. We've recently got quite a bit of snowfall, so we thought, why not go out, explore some trails in the snow, but more importantly, do a walk around of my 2017 Toyota Tacoma 3rd Gen. I know a lot of you on YouTube as well as Instagram have reached out requesting a video such as this, but also just had a number of questions about the truck itself. So why not go ahead and showcase it to you all. My plan of attack here is we're going to start from front to back and showcase to you all the updates and modifications that I've done and the reason why I've chose it and how it has benefited us. So let's go ahead and get started. So probably one of the most eye-catching upgrades that I've done to the front end was the replacement of the factory fog lights for the Baja Design Squadron Sport Amber fogs. These are fantastic. The reason why I went with them is because of the amber color. What they do, especially in winter driving, is they give a different contrast off the snow that normal white light tends to just reflect. So especially at night driving, you can see the detail in the road a little easier, and they cast a lot farther and wider than the traditional fogs that came standard on the truck. What's very unique about these is that they were able to essentially just replace the factory ones with the same housing. So really there's no needed modifications to the actual housing itself, is because when you buy the fogs themselves, everything is just a plug and play. There's no additional wiring or anything crazy that you have to do. So probably one of the most easiest upgrades and one of the most beneficial for right out of the gate. Alright guys, second item on the list, and probably the most noticeable from the front, is going to be our ARB Safari Snorkel. And what this guy does is it moves the air intake from the standard position just within the wheel well to a much higher spot to allow cleaner air to enter the engine. And the reason why I went for this is because no, I'm not doing super deep water crossings. I haven't built up the courage for that just yet. Our primary reason for getting this was because of the dusty trails that we go on in the summertime. Most of the time when I'm going out with friends or family, I'll be second in the convoy, and a lot of dust gets kicked up from the vehicle in front of you. So rather than punishing our air filter, having to try and stop all those dust particles from entering in from the traditional spot, we moved it up much higher, and this actually allows for a lot of those particulates to not actually hit the air filter due to the design of the snorkel and the position that it's in. So think of it as a much cleaner way for the air to go into the engine and allow it to work at a more efficient level. Bonus factor, it does look pretty cool in my opinion as well, so it definitely serves that cosmetic appeal, but for our reason for purchasing it was primarily when in convoy, allowing the engine to work as efficient as possible. Okay guys, so coming up next is the Falken Wild Peak AT3 tire. This is an all-terrain tire in a 285/75 R16 size, so about a 33-inch tire, which is slightly larger than stock. The reason why I went with these is, one, they are an all-terrain, so I drive in a lot of different conditions, everything from sand, snow, rock, dirt, mud, as well as a lot of pavement driving since it is the daily driver. But the primary reason why I went with these is because of the 3W in the name itself. That is wear, winter, and wet. Wear being that the tread life is exceptionally well. It wears nice and even when rotated at proper intervals. Second is going to be winter. These do have the 3-peak snowflake rating by the tire manufacturers, and what that means is they are rated for severe winter snow conditions, which is great, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest. We do get quite a bit of snow, and we do have a lot of ski resorts, so if you're doing that type of recreation and you're going to be frequently visiting conditions like that, a tire like this will be well suited. The next is going to be wet. Also here in the Pacific Northwest, especially in Washington, we get a lot of rain, and we get rain probably 9 months out of the year, which is quite a bit. So I needed a tire that can handle not only off-road but on-road as well. And since we're down in this section, let's go ahead and look at the wheels. This is the Method 306 model in a mesh black. With these, I went with them just because of the cosmetic appeal. Nothing too terribly fancy with them. They are the same size as factory of a 16-inch, but I just really enjoyed the look of them. I thought they were really nice added touch, especially with a white truck. They have been great. They're not too heavy in terms of weight, but I thought they looked pretty good, especially when paired with the Falcon tire. Okay, so up next is the suspension upgrade. This has been huge in terms of performance for the truck. What we've gone with is the ARB BP51 by Old Man Emu, as well as with the replacement of the upper control arms by Total Chaos. I found this setup to be absolutely amazing in terms of ability to handle various types of trails that we go on. Not only does it handle the rough, bumpy, corrugated roads, but also is extremely smooth when it comes to driving on pavement still. It handles just like it would from factory, but the ability to tackle challenging terrain. What's really nice about this suspension is that you do have the ability to adjust the compression and rebound to be a little bit more suitable for the suspension on the type of trail that you're going to tackle. It comes packed with different types of technology of internal bypass as well as remote reservoirs. I won't go into too much detail to bore you guys, but I found this suspension for us to be incredible, and especially with the added weight that we've put onto the truck, you need something of a little bit more performance to keep up, especially when you're going out on these rough roads. Okay, so up next, let's talk about armor. For everything that I have on the truck, it is going to be from RCI Offroad. So to begin with, what you see here are the side rails, or rock sliders that a lot of people call them. These do come with the top tread plates at a 5-degree angle. A lot of companies make them at a 20-degree, which sits a little bit closer to the truck. I prefer the 5-degree just because of the ability that it still acts like a step rail. It does allow you to step on them to access any gear from the roof. And what's even more cool is that you can stand on them and do any filming from the rails themselves. So nice little benefit there. The reason why I went with RCI is they have great craftsmanship. I've done everything from front to back, all skid plates, including the engine, the transfer case, lower control arms, the engine, and even the rear differential. Everything is going to be the RCI off-road skids in a steel. The reason why I went with that is because steel offers a little bit more protection than aluminum. They tend to slide over obstacles a little easier and not get hung up, kind of like aluminum does. Everything is a bolt-on, so if needed, I can take anything off, re-powder coat it, and put it back on, no problem at all. A lot of you think that steel does come with the negative of added weight. It does, that is true, but I feel like when you're on the trail, you do want that protection to work for you, and that weight is actually low, so it's low center of gravity, so it's really not adding too much as opposed to roof weight. I found that I'd rather have the peace of mind on the trail knowing that I'm fully protecting all the crucial parts under the truck at any given time. So we went with RCI Offroad just to have their complete setup from front to back, and I am extremely happy with this purchase just because I know that anything that we tackle, whether it's real easy forest roads or if we decide to go to Moab one day, that the truck is going to be protected underneath, no questions asked. Whew, had to get my gloves. It's getting cold, the sun is dropping as well as the temperature, so let's go ahead and try and wrap this up. Moving to the back here, same as the front, we also have the Old Man Emu BP51 suspension setup for the rear shocks. The only difference back here is that we've upgraded the leaf springs as well from the factory. We went with the Dakar leaf springs with the additional add-a-leaf, and basically what all that means is that it allows the truck to sit a bit more even with all the added weight that we placed in the rear. So this would be the weight from the canopy as well as the tent and any cargo that we would have in the back. So when you're on the trail, you definitely want to make sure that you're not sagging from all the additional weight, but more so allowing the vehicle to ride evenly as it should, because not only will that enhance the performance of the suspension, but when you're on the trails, it keeps your departure angle, getting over any obstacles, it will keep that departure angle at a higher height. Okay, so working our way in the back here, we have for our covered canopy the ARE Z series model. We love this canopy for the fact of a couple things. One, it works extremely well with the cosmetic look of the truck. This one has a more custom feel with the lines of the truck to give it that that look and visual that it belongs on there, versus a standard canopy that has a bit more of a boxy look, if you will. This one has more curvature to it, which works really well cosmetically for the truck, and I found it to be a bit more visually appealing, if you will, if that matters. But also a couple other features that work great is the electronic locking rear hatch. This works with your car key, so when you lock or unlock, so does the hatch itself, which is kind of nice. You don't have to necessarily mess around with any keys or remembering to lock those hatches. Everything works right with your car key, which is kind of nice. With the canopy itself, we do have the Rhino Rack Vortex cross rails on it. That holds our rooftop tent as well as our awning, which is on the other side. Everything that I've done to the back, I wanted it all to work in conjunction with one another, because everything that we do for our camping revolves around setting everything up from the back. That's where we pretty much have do all our cooking. That's where our sleeping arrangements are with the rooftop tent, as well as obviously where all our cargo goes. So everything needed to work in conjunction with one another, and I'll kind of show you a little bit more on how we have set that up. So for the awning, we have the Foxwing by Rhino Rack, and this has been awesome. It gives us a 270-degree square of coverage all the way around the back of the truck. This is great because, again, everything that we do is primarily from the back. All of our cooking or setting up or anything is going to be from the back, and when we're camping in inclement weather or anything, having that coverage to go all the way around is huge. We can set up a table on the side of the truck to do any type of cooking, as well as access any gear from the back and be 100% covered, which is awesome. A lot of awnings out on the market come out off the side just as a square fashion, and those are great, but when we set up ours, we wanted to have the ability to maximize the height the canopy gives us. So why not have an awning that can wrap all the way around and give us the ability to have shade or hide from the rain, or if it decides to snow on me, we have the ability to do that. So this awning has been great for us, and definitely highly recommended if you have a setup similar. In addition to our roof accessories is the hardshell rooftop tent by Easyon, and this is the Dart model tent. We love this thing. It is extremely comfortable, but more importantly, it sets up extremely fast. All that you need are the unlocking of the two latches on the end, and with the gas struts assist, it basically opens up in a wedge, allowing you to set up camp in less than 10 seconds. It does have coverage and open windows from all three sides, so you can access it from all three sides with the ladder, which is nice. But having the ability to set up and tear down camp super quick has been amazing for us, especially when we roll into camp super late sometimes. We're able to just open up the tent, crawl in, and we're good to go. You do have the ability to store all your sleeping gear in there as well, so sleeping bags, blankets, pillows if they're kind of small enough. You can put everything in there, no problem, and we found that setup to just be super efficient for us, especially when we're on the trail for a long day. Okay, and for the back, one of my most favorite upgrades so far, and one of our newest, has been a Dometic fridge. Check this thing out. On a pull-out slide, this thing is amazing. This is the Dometic 75 CFX fridge, and this has been a game changer for us. Before, we used a cooler with just traditional ice, and that worked great in most cases, but on longer trips we found the ice to just be either completely frozen all the time with the additional cooling blocks that you can put in there, or it would just melt all the way. So with the fridge, we've been able to not only regulate the temperature of both the ability to freeze and cool your food, but having everything in a dry compartment just like you would at home is amazing. It's all about the little things when you're out on the trail, so this upgrade has been huge for us. The ability to also mount it on a slide is really nice, so we don't have to wrestle anything like we did before with the cooler. It can just slide real easy just on the guided slide that it sits on, all the way to the back of the tailgate to access any of the food or drinks that you have without having to dig through all the ice that we used to before. So for us, this is a huge upgrade, and I'm so excited to begin using it here in the winter and next summer as we get out on more trips. So as you can see, this size fridge does take up quite a bit of room. So for all other gear, I usually just put it in these bins here on the adjacent side. That can include everything from all our recovery gear to anything in the kitchen, all our food, dishes, all that kind of stuff. All that will live on the bins on the side. And when it comes to just hauling everything, this setup for the back is pretty much it. We found this to just be how we function everything, to keep it organized as well as easy to access. One other quick note that I would say, if you do have a canopy and rooftop tent on the truck, especially if it's mounted on the bed rails, would be to get these bed stiffeners. These, in this particular model, is made by Total Chaos, and what this does is that it stiffens and holds the bed rails from all the added weight so that they don't start angling outward, which can potentially damage how the tailgate and the truck all sits together. So super easy to install. You do get tons of additional tie down points, as you can see, so it is an added benefit. But if you're putting that much weight on the back of the truck, it's definitely a good idea to just go ahead and pick up a set of these, because over time all that bed flex and the weight of being off-road will definitely hold up in the long run. So highly recommend, and these are the Total Chaos bed stiffeners. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. The temperatures are dropping as well as the sun, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I hope you found some of this information helpful for you if you were building the truck. For those who had questions just in general about my build, I hope this helped solve some of those for you. If not, feel free to reach out to me in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help for anything that I may have gone over too quickly, or if you just have a few additional questions. But everything, just as a recap, everything that we've put onto the truck has been of a benefit and a need versus a want. And what I mean by that is that everything that we've upgraded on the truck itself has been because we found the need for it to benefit us for the trails that we go on, for the day-to-day driving, as well as maybe help assist another upgrade that we've done in conjunction with it. So a lot of builds out there that you see on social media, they are done up front to back with every possible modification, and those are great if you've gotten to that point. But I recommend that if you're starting to build your vehicle, do it with purpose and do it with intent, knowing that everything you put on it serves a function versus a cosmetic appeal. You want it to be of benefit to you, knowing that it's going to serve your needs specifically. So for us, everything that we've done for where we live, the trails that we do, the type of camping that we do, it all serves a purpose for us in terms of either being efficient or updating what was before. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions on the build, if I went over something too quickly, or if you just had follow-up questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to help you out. But until next time, safe travels.